All right, so today we have made our Eid Burfi. You can take a look at it. It looks amazing. If you want to learn how to make this, it's going to be a double layered vanilla. We're going to do cardamom, pistachio, and rose flavored Burfi. Super simple. If you want to learn how to do this, let's go ahead and review all the ingredients. So give this a try. I hope you enjoyed the time in the kitchen with me today. If you do, if you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so. If you have subscribed, thank you so much. Go ahead and hit the bell so you get a notification every time a new video has been uploaded. So let's get started. All right, so for the ingredients, what we're gonna need is, I've got 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. I'm just gonna start throwing everything in, and then I'm gonna also tell you the rest, the ingredients, the amounts. Now, just remember, always go in the description box below. The recipe, full description and method will be jotted down. So we got 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. I've got 1 cup of powdered sugar. Now, there's a lot of people that ask me, it's castor sugar, and if there are places that you don't get powdered sugar. So if where you are, you don't get powdered sugar, don't worry about it. Just grind it so it's a nice powder. So what we're gonna do now is we're just going to mix everything together. And then we're also going to be throwing in the milk powder. So what I want to show you as far as the milk powder is that this is the one I'm using. Don't look at the brand. It's just that it's not fat dry milk. I'm not using Nido. I'm not using full fat milk. This works really well, really well. So you don't have to get this brand, but any type of non-fat dry milk will do. I have 6 cups of powdered milk. So what we'll do is, in our pan here, I'm going to add the powdered milk in here. It's not on right now. I just want to make sure that everything combines really well. I'm going to add the powdered sugar and the whipping cream mixture right in there. Before turning it on, we are going to mix this really well with our whisk. Just want to make sure that we don't have any lumps in there. Okay, so before I get to that, let's also discuss, we're also going to be using a teaspoon of cardamom powder. I'm going to add that in there as well. Now, we're also going to be doing a cup of crushed pistachios. That's going to go in our second layer. And the first layer, we're going to add a little bit of vanilla, about a teaspoon of vanilla. And then the also the white layer is also going to have some rose essence in there, about 2-3 drops. Now that's optional, completely up to you. The pistachio layer is also going to have a couple drops of green coloring. And then I also have some slivered pistachios here that we're going to use for garnishing. And then we're also going to use the organic rose petals that we ordered. Again, if you want to purchase this, I will put the description. I'll put the link in the description box below, so you can go ahead and grab these. This was a wonderful surprise. So let's go ahead, and this is only going to be used for garnish. All right, so now I'm going to turn on our stove. You want to put this on medium low, guys. You don't want to put it on high. It's gonna start burning. So what I'm going to do at this point is, I'm not gonna whisk it right now. I'm just gonna combine everything together. And you want to put it really low, okay? You don't want it high at all. Also, using a wide pan like this, it really helps with the mixing. Now, this can also be done in the microwave. If you want to try it, go ahead. I have the recipe that I do. I have a double layered vanilla and chocolate Burfi recipe that I've done in the microwave. I'll put up a link on the right hand side of your screen, and you can check that out. It's I don't really remember the cooking, you'll have to check it out, but I know it's in the intervals of 1 minute for about 6 minutes, but please don't quote me on that. I'll put the link if you want to check it out. Just make sure you read the description box underneath also. So you see how we haven't had to use any butter in this. This is just the powder milk and the heavy whipping cream, and look how it's coming together. You would think it's never gonna come together, but it's coming together. And the trick to this now is basically just standing here and cooking the mixture until it starts leaving the sides of the pan. Now, I'm also going to be adding some of my vanilla in here. So I'll just do the vanilla. It's okay if it's in the pistachio side or the pistachio base too. It really doesn't matter. But the vanilla really gives it a good taste. So I've just been mixing this. See how together it has become? And I'm using both. I have this issue with my hand. If I use a metal too long to stir, it actually, the pain goes all the way up into my shoulders. So I'm kind of using both the whisk and the spoon intervally to mix it. Now, also you want to do a taste test, because sometimes some sugars are not as sweet, and I'm not just throwing this out. I'm really telling you, this is the truth, that sometimes some sugar is not as sweet. So you want to do your own taste test. I tried it and I felt like this time I have to lower this. I felt like I need another half a cup more. So I'm gonna add another half a cup in here. So it's always good to start off with 1 cup. And then if you needed to, you could always add more. Also, sometimes the powdered sugar that you use, I'm sorry, let me go back. The powdered milk that you use is going to be a different consistency, because some absorb more of the liquids and some don't absorb as much. So if you feel like you're having a very hard time mixing it and it's not coming together, then start adding more whipping cream in there, but please don't add like a whole bunch in there. Just start off with 2 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons, until you feel like you have a consistency like I have over here. So I am going to still keep on mixing this, and when we come back, I'm going to show you how do you know that the Burfee mixture is ready to set. All right, do you see here that we have a mixture which is not, it is leaving the pan, but it's still got a little bit of go. So for this mixture, for the pistachio mixture, you want to have it a little bit loose, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer just half of this mixture into a pan here, because it's gonna thicken up, you see, because we're gonna add the pistachio on it. Okay, the other half goes back on the stove. I'm gonna put it completely low at this time because I'm not gonna be tending to it completely. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the pistachios in here. You wanna start off with a little bit. I should have added the food coloring in there first, but that's okay. It's still really warm and nice, so I'll be able to, shouldn't be a problem. Now, the color that I am looking for is I want a very light green. I don't want a very dark green. So I'm going to add 2 drops, mix, and then we'll see. Yeah, I think it's going to be more than enough. Yep, I think this is a good color. I'm going to add just a little bit more pistachio. And these pistachios, I don't know if I mentioned, but they are roasted and salted. I like using the salted ones in here too, because that way it really enhances the flavor. So for this one, I'm gonna add my couple drops of rose essence, which is completely optional. But for this particular Burfee, it just has to have that rose in there, because we're gonna be finishing that with those rose petals on top. So you want that, and also when you see that it's rolling like this, when you just have the sides and you see, that means that our Burfee is gonna set really well. I'm gonna turn off this mixture now. I'm going to add a little bit of my wax paper on this. You can use parchment paper if you like. You can use whatever you like. I'm doing this so that I would be able to take out the Burfee when it's ready to come out. So let's go ahead and layer this. So, oops, apologize for that. Okay, let's go ahead and layer it with the green on the bottom. All right, so now the white layer goes on top, or the rose flavored one goes on top. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a fork and I'm just going to add a little bit of texture on top. It's completely optional, something that was in my head. Okay. Now, we're gonna take our rose petals. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is going to add a little bit of pistachios on top. It's such a simple Burfee recipe, but just by adding a couple elements to it, we have taken it to the next level. And you can just tell me, you can just imagine when you send somebody an eat plate and you had this Burfee going to somebody special. So you just want to then just take your hands and very lightly press on it so that when we cut it, we don't lose any of the rose petals and we don't lose any of the pistachios. Okay, very gently. And now we're gonna add it. We're gonna put it in the refrigerator, let this set completely nice and firm, and then we're gonna cut it into pieces. So this has been chilling in the fridge, I would say, for about a good 2 hours. And it looks like it's pretty much set really well. So see, this is why I used the wax paper. See how it's just, and if you feel like you're taking it out and it's still sticking, just throw it back in the refrigerator for another hour or so. You should be completely fine. So now let's go ahead. Another thing very important is you want to use a plastic knife for this. Whenever you make mithai, use a plastic knife to cut into it. It just does so well. Trust me on this. So let's go ahead and just do whatever pieces you like. Okay. Okay, look at this. I did this so you can see. Do you see the double layers? All right, look at that. That looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I love that we didn't put too much of the green color in it. I'm gonna take a little piece here and give this a try. This is what's brewing in my brain, so I'm kind of excited to try it. It tastes phenomenal, but I also gotta tell you, the inspiration for this video came from my daughter, Sakina. She got me these flowers on Mother's Day. And so I told Sumaya, I said, we gotta do a video today because it's been brewing in my mind. I don't know how she knew that I wanted to get this. It's just, it had been going in my mind for a while, but never went to check if I could order these. But that rose flavor is there. That pistachio flavor is there. The cardamom flavor is there. And I gotta tell you, you've gotta try this. If you do, please go ahead. Hashtag Raihana's Cuisines. Let me know how it went. Upload it, and I would love to see your creation. So thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Hope you can join me here next time with another great video. See you then, friends.